Good evening, everybody. I'm John. I'm from Greenpeace. We've been working on our fracking campaign for about 6 or 7 months now, and we're taking a slightly different approach to Friends of the Earth. I want to tell you how it works, specifically concentrate on the campaign itself, and you can help us out by, unfortunately, signing something, but it's all good stuff, it's all necessary. As you will know, a company called Celtic Energy is proposing to undertake preparatory drilling in Fernhurst and Wisborough Green. On the 3rd of February, we did something which they didn't like very much, Celtic didn't like very much. We announced that we'd surrounded the proposed drilling site in Fernhurst with our legal block. Now, what that means is that 5 landowners who are adjacent to the site are all refusing permission for horizontal drilling to take place under their land. Celtic have admitted that if they find gas or oil as a result of the preparatory drilling, they will want to drill further. But under current law, and without a special court order, they won't be able to. And part of the main part of our campaign is to make people aware that you have the right to stop people drilling under your land without your permission. A very important right. I think if we all exercise that, we could crack this. So, it's all about homeowners and landowners stating that they will not give fracking companies the right to drill under their property. And at the heart of the legal challenge is a long-established right that individuals, landowners, homeowners have property rights over the ground that sits below their land, and companies can't simply stick a drill under people's homes without seeking permission first. Now, we know the government wants to allow energy companies to go to extreme lengths to uncover more hard-to-reach fossil fuels. It's currently considering licensing up to 2/3 of the country. This is pretty frightening. Fracking companies want to drill vertically and then horizontally for up to 2 miles, passing under people's homes, under land, under farmland. But without the permission of the landowner, or without a special statutory provision, they'd be breaking the law. Now, the industry is worried about this, and they've started lobbying the government into considering changing the law. And they want to take away people's rights to refuse this permission. In fact, on the 26th of January, the Telegraph reported that the government is actively looking into changing the law. Now, this will take some time, and what we're hoping, and as a result of our Not for Shale campaign, is that there will be such a backlash and such an outcry that the government will back down from this. Another thing the government has recently done, as you're probably aware, is to make changes to the planning regulations that removes the requirement for companies to notify landowners individually about where they plan to drill. We think this is contemptible and undemocratic. It takes away people's property rights by the back door. Prior to the recent changes that removed the requirement for individual notification, residents close to the Annas Road site in Lancashire were sent letters informing them that Quadrilla would be drilling under their properties, but at no point did the company actually ask for their permission. Now, as a result of our Wrong Move, Not for Shale campaign, these people are aware that they actually have rights. And of course, if there's going to be any change to the law, it'll have to be approved by Parliament at a time when opposition to fracking is growing. There's only 14 months to the next election. So we're optimistic that if we can get the pressure and get the names and get the support, we can change the government's mind on this, or stop them pursuing this course in the first place. Our intention from the campaign is that wherever fracking companies intend to drill, they will be surrounded by people who just won't let them. So the Wrong Move campaign is mobilising thousands of people to declare that they do not give permission for drilling. Now, the practical part comes as follows. Go onto our website, or go over to the desk at the back of the room there. If you're on the website, you enter your own postcode, see if drilling is proposed where your postcode is, and it probably is. Then sign up saying that you will not give permission for these frackers to drill underneath your property. Then we can show the industry and government that they should abandon these plans for fracking before they get any further. So far we've got 30,000 people signed up to the campaign. It's been marvellous, a marvellous response. Please help us out. So if after that, if companies look like they're going to attempt to go ahead and drill under people's land, the people who are refusing permission, then those companies will be planning to knowingly break the law. This would be unacceptable, and Greenpeace would look at all the available options to stop this, including the possibility of bringing injunctions against the companies. So here's a bit of their own medicine, if you like. We can use the law in our own support and against these companies that are destroying our countryside. If the companies try to obtain some kind of statutory right to overrule that refusal of permission, then we look at opposing them in court. And many of the people who've already signed up to the campaign, at least those we've managed to speak to, as opposed to people who just signed on the street, many of those people say that they will go to court or come to court with us to defend their rights. Now, we've got a number of messages that we're giving out to people to persuade them to support the campaign, and many of them you will have already heard and be familiar with, so I don't propose to run through them all. But I'll just pick out a couple of what we think are the key messages. What is really capturing people's hearts and minds? What's making them think, oh, this is not a good thing? At its core, fracking is about digging up and burning new fossil fuels at the very time when we need to keep them underground. We need to move towards cleaner, safer, and more stable energy sources. There is a climate crisis globally, and most people recognise this. They might not want to address it, they might not want to confront it, and they certainly don't like it. But the majority of people are aware that we really are in trouble. The climate is in trouble. Fracking is incompatible with meaningful action on climate change. And the International Energy Agency, as you all know, has said that 2/3 of the proven fossil fuel reserves have to stay in the ground if we're going to not exceed 2 degrees centigrade of dangerous climate temperature increase. 2 degrees is still pretty frightening. It's a pretty horrific picture. The Tyndall Centre has calculated that if Quadrilla were to burn just 20% of the claims that they found in their licence in Lancashire, that would generate over 14% of the UK's total carbon budget emissions to 2050, making a mockery of our Climate Change Act, which Brenda and Friends of the Earth worked so hard to achieve. I'm running out of time, so I'm going to stop there. I'm just going to finally finish with just a comment about the way we work and why we do this and why we want your support. Greenpeace takes action when we see that something is wrong. It's that simple. Our aim is to bear witness to the wrong and put it right. Wrong Move is a campaign that sends a clear and loud message to our government. Ordinary citizens sign up to fight for their rights. They will not allow their country to be turned into a scrapyard for the benefit of its mining companies. And this way the UK's reputation for being in the forefront of the fight against climate change can only be enhanced. Because, believe it or not, we do have quite a good reputation in fighting climate change. One of the first countries to introduce anything similar to the Climate Change Act. We have to oppose fracking, and we believe our Wrong Move campaign is a really effective and legal and tough way of doing it. So, thank you very much.